Hi everyone, Ramadan Kareem. I'm here with Joudie from Palestine On A Plate. And for those who regularly watch You've Been Served, you know that every Ramadan we always have something new. And with Ramadan, falling on the 70th anniversary of the Nakba, we decided we wanted to focus on Palestinian food, reclaim our identity, take control of the narrative. Inside, outside of Palestine, we are still able to enjoy our delicious food. And so today we're going to make kak simsim, which is the bread with sesame seeds. It's made all over Palestine. It's really famous in Jerusalem for being an oval shape, whereas where your family are from,
from up north in Palestine, which is on the border of Lebanon, it's more traditionally made in sort of like a handbag purse style. So obviously influences from other countries seep in. Traditions changed in different parts of Palestine, which is something we want to talk about because it is tradition for us to have it like that, and really the look doesn't make a difference. So today we are making two delicious things. We're making kak and we're making
falafel. And we're making falafel Mahshi, which is stuffed falafel, and it's stuffed with onions and summa and pine nuts. It's delicious. Alright, so I'm going to start with I'm going to start with the stuffing of the falafel, and you're going to get started on the dough. Right?
I'm going to show you guys how to make the dough. I've already made one earlier, let it rise and proof. This is just to show you how quick it is to put together.
I'm going to start right here with some chopped up onions with some olive oil. Again, something that a lot of people think is, you can't cook with olive oil. We've been doing it for thousands of years. Generally, people in the Mediterranean have been doing it, and the only thing is you don't necessarily want to use extra virgin or the best. It really does taste delicious. It's not at all toxic.
It's celebrating the root of Palestine, which is the olive harvest. So that's why we use it in everything, from sakhan to this, frying things. So just while she's doing that, I've just put some milk and water to heat it up just a little bit higher than body temperature, which will activate the yeast, and the sugar will help activate it as well.
So I'm just going to, saute these onions in some olive oil and just make sure they're nice and soft before I add the rest of the ingredients.
And I'm just putting in the flour and sugar. This will help with the yeast, which will help raise the flour. Salt, yeast. I'm going to put the yogurt in as well. It just makes the dough soft and fluffy. And I'm just going to start kneading and then pouring this in. I'm going to keep it in this pot that it's been in, cover it with some cloth and just leave it for a while, about 45 minutes. You don't need to for too long because it's got quite a lot of yeast in. And I'm going to show you the other dough. Look at how amazing it is.
That looks amazing?
Yeah.
It looks like an actual pillow.
Yes, it is. I'm just going to knock it back before I start making the falafel, so that by the time you finish making them, you can cook these straight away. So literally just push your hand in. You want to just press it and fold it in. I've left these here overnight, soaking in just water with some baking powder. I'm just going to drain them now.
My onions are starting to get soft and caramelized, as you guys can see. I'm just going to cook them a little bit more, probably 2 more minutes, and I will add the summa and the pine nuts. I will put in the recipe that you'll probably need about a tablespoon, but it really, really depends on the quality of your summa.
Yeah.
You really want to look for something that's this color and not pink, and depending on how strong it is and how strong you would like your hashwa or filling to be, that's basically how much you need to add. Yeah. I'm just going to add some right now. I like my filling to be quite tart, so I'm going to mix in with it, and it'll just, you want to actually taste the flavor, you want it to stand out.
I'm going to just do the method. I'm going to add some crushed garlic. I'm going to put it in with the chickpeas. Again, you can add as much or as little as you like. I like lots, so this will just create such a nice flavour. And then I'm going to add this in here. So again, adding slowly. So if you want more, you add more.
I think a common misconception is people think that you need a food processor or most people even think you need like a meat grinder, which is just not the case. I think it's intimidating for a lot of people.
I mean, we're going to use a handheld blender. It's not going to puree the whole thing, which is something I like. I like having little bits of garlic and onion and chickpeas sort of coming through. I'm not crazy about smooth falafel in general, but again, that's my choice. You can keep pulsing away till it's done. I'm going to add some ground cumin.
It's already smelling amazing. You guys should smell this.
And ground coriander. And some salt. So I'm using fresh flat leaf parsley. Again, I'm just going to chop it.
Some people also add mint. What do you think?
I have never, but I don't see why you couldn't. Again, everything is a possibility.
I actually like to add chilies to mine. I think it's delicious. I don't know, a lot of people don't necessarily. Yeah.
I've never added chilies, but I didn't even think about it.
This is exactly Palestine. A bunch of friends or family members or relatives cooking together and talking and getting all of their stuff done.
I'm just going to start helping. I'm going to add a little bit of oil, just slightly, but not now. I just want to see how much I will need. So we're just going to go through this. Okay, khallasna. So Maha is going to start making the falafel. We're going to add some sesame on top. If you want to get one of those things, we're going to scoop the falafel out. Here you go. And I'm going to start making the bread.
So I'm going to make some of these just normal falafel, which is, you just kind of make these little balls, put a little bit of sesame and fry them. And these are perfect for sandwiches or just in the morning. I'm also going to stuff some, which are usually larger. Generally, these aren't put in sandwiches, but if you really want to, I don't see why not.
Look at that. And it feels amazing.
It looks like, I don't even have to touch it to know. I was about to say, I don't even have to touch it to know how it feels. It's very obvious.
You're missing out.
Yes.
So you want to sort of get this over like this, and then you want to make, we can make quite a lot of ka'ak from this. We're going to just squeeze them into sections like so. We're going to make the handbag style, the oval style, just the normal round one, just so you can see that we love it every way.
Also, if you know you're going to make sandwiches, you could always make it in like the kind of, almost like a sub.
Yeah.
Because it would just make it easier to eat.
Right. These, good. So I'm just going to start rolling this. And also, remember, our ovens here are not like the ovens back home in Palestine. We've got the amazing wood-fired ovens. So it will make a difference. I'm going to leave these here just to proof up a little bit more. Like I said, I like them nice and chunky. You can do whatever you like.
All right, and my oil is ready, so I'm going to start frying these. These are just the normal size, and you just want to drop them in. You don't want to, overcrowd the pan, and just be gentle when you're putting them in.
This is for everyone from supper. I just use a little teacup to take off the thing to create a little shape. Just makes life easier.
They're so whimsical. That's the thing, back in the day, now it's become a trend and, everyone's trying to do things a bit, different and shapes and, you have these, afternoon teas that look like handbags and everyone. I'm again, we've been doing this forever. And, we I guess, even when we were kids, we used to make things and, our parents used to let us help them, or our grandparents, actually. and they do things in like our initials.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is perfect again to do with your kids.
What happened to me. I loved it. It was so effortless.
And you felt like somehow you were contributing, you know, to the house.
Mealtime was the best time.
Exactly. It was the time where like the whole family kind of got together, and so your day kind of like part of it revolved around preparing for that time of day, basically.
I don't know about your mom. My mom was literally prepping dinner at lunchtime, lunch for the next day at dinner, and it was just a constant rollover of things. And
there's always something happening.
So much dedication.
Yeah. So this is perfect for you guys to do with your kids. You know, especially for young children who are fasting. They want like something to keep them going during the day.
Nutritious.
And
Falafel has so much good stuff in it. You've got the chickpeas, you've got the spices, you've got protein, you've got the herbs in there as well. Then you're going to have the tahini sauce, which has got sesame seeds as well.
Exactly.
It is such an amazing grain. I wrote a whole article about how good chickpeas are for you and how many ways you can use them. So this for me, oh my gosh, they look so
Look at this, just look how nice and brown. And you can even see the flecks of green in it. That's exactly what you want to see. This is what falafel should look like. Yeah. And look, you even have like some chickpeas, you know, kind of sticking out. I'll just leave them for literally another 30 seconds and take them out. You want to put them on some kitchen towel just to kind of drain out any, you know, excess oil.
I love doughy bread, so my kai is a bit fluffy. And again, I leave them to cook a little bit more here, so when they get into the oven, there's a bit more behind them. We have 3 different ways of making the kak. You've got a traditional Jerusalemite one, you've got one from Safed, and this one also from Lebanon and Palestine, and all the Middle East. I'm not specifying that this is just for Palestinians only, but because we were having a conversation about how things can be different and whether it is Palestinian or not, it is. And we're making all 3 just to show everybody, it doesn't matter where you're from, we can all appreciate and respect where everyone comes from and all their traditions. So I'm going to put these in the oven now, and I'm going to make a few more. And I'm also going to make the tomato sauce that goes with it. Right, so I'm just going to put the bread into the oven. And I'm also going to take out another tray so we can make some more bread and leave this in here for about 15 minutes until it starts to crack and go a little bit golden. I'm so excited for this.
I am too. Alright, so for the stuffed falafel, we definitely want to go bigger. So you want, and you're going to get half of, you know, whatever size that you want, but half of it is what you're going to start with, like that. And you just want to, like, you know, make a little pocket almost. You don't want to overfill these because it's really easy for them to kind of burst open. So you kind of want to keep it controlled. And then we're just going to top it off with some more falafel and then shape it.
I wish you guys were here to smell this. The falafel is insane.
We smell like a falafel shop over here.
Yeah, in our lovely dresses.
Exactly. Alright, so my little monster
oh my gosh,
is
they look good.
So you probably can only fit in 2.
I've just put the tahini and the yogurt in here to create a sauce.
This sauce literally is, it just works on everything.
Again, you might not like as much yogurt as we do, or me, I don't know if you do, but it's something that is very much how we like to eat it. Yeah. Don't want to feel heavy.
I'm not a huge fan, to be honest, of tahini, but when I make this sauce and just add, like, you know, lots of lemon and lots of yogurt, it really does taste good. So for people who aren't, you know, the hugest fans of tahini, you should definitely try this way.
Yeah.
A little bit goes, I feel like a little bit goes a long way with
completely
tahini. So for these, unlike the small falafel, you don't necessarily have to turn them over. These you do.
Wow,
they're quite big.
So the sauce is ready, the bread is in the oven. We're finishing the second batch of the stuffed falafel, which are amazing. I've eaten them without the nuts, so I can definitely say that it's definitely one of my favorite things to have. It really,
it's another falafel. It really is. It's just something else. Who does not want to just bite into that right now, straight out of the fryer? Seriously. All right. Being the impatient person that I am,
I knew it.
I have to. Just gonna taste a little bit. It's for the benefit of them, so they know.
Of course. It's very hot.
No, but guys, this is exactly what gag should be. A little crispy on the outside, crusty, and then like super pillowy on the inside. You're literally, well, I'm transported back to Jerusalem, but anyone who's had this, wherever you've had it,
whatever shape you've had it,
in whatever shape or form you've had it, you're going to be transported back there. And if you've never had it, this is going to be the moment that you are transported back to from now on. I'm telling you, you never forget your first gag. You just don't.
Right. I'm ready.
I'm ready to eat.
I'm gonna put the sauce. Yay.
Joudie.
No, I'm not sharing this sandwich.
You know, like, you're gonna choke on it if you don't.
I'm just gonna gently give it a tease because I don't want to break the bread.
I say usually it's made in pita, and pita definitely.
Honey, I feel like you need to smash this.
I need to, you guys. You just need to firmly press. Ta'ammo. Falafel man, press. Oh, yes.
Should I give her half? Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Oh.
Look at this falafel from inside. It is green. It is
Show me.
amazing.
Oh my god.
Wow. I'm gonna eat this off camera maybe, or just go for it.
Go for it. I'm gonna be very undignified and just dip that into the sauce and just eat it. So you can go for the sandwich.
I'm gonna take a little bite.
Stuff.
Sorry, I'll help it.
All right.
Let's see.
Only because of your nut allergy. Otherwise, I would totally dump. Like, I'm just trying not to cross-contaminate anything. Guys, look. This looks like a donut. It really looks like a donut.
Wow. It's a good way to start
Ramadan.
Ramadan.
I mean, we have some long days coming up.
Yeah.
So this is perfect. I mean, everyone needs something to do, especially on a weekend. You have like 19 hours, for example, us in London, and this is what you guys need to be doing.
A great way to start your fasting. And we're gonna go now because we're gonna eat everything. Yes. So happy Ramadan.
Ramadan Kareem, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.